Adolescent sports have never looked so professional. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 teen sports movies. For this list, we'll be looking at the best sports films that feature teen athletes, be it a sports movie with a teen angle or vice versa. We won't be splitting hairs too much with the ages of the teens in question, but the closer to high school age, the better.
You didn't have to.
Yes, I did.
Why?
However, flicks that clearly aren't directed at teens, or explicitly are about college age or older people like Rudy will be excluded.
Is this just for your father?
No, it's for everybody who told me that being a Notre Dame football player would be impossible.
Number 10. Stick It.
Gymnastics tells you no, all day long. It mocks you over and over again.
Come to think of it, there aren't too many gymnastics movies out there. But if there were ever an argument for their production, it's 2006's Stick It. Following a former gymnastics superstar turned delinquent turned gymnastics hopeful, this sports comedy has all the spunk and attitude it needs to match its teenaged protagonist. It has a super charismatic ensemble, from its lead Missy Peregrym to grounded veteran actor Jeff Bridges, all of whom make the proceedings fun and endearing.
Out! What's up your butt?
What'd you say about my butt?
Not only that, but it's also bookended by some surprisingly profound themes. Ones that state that true worth comes not from a group of strangers with scorecards, but from oneself.
I couldn't look back and think it was about the judges or the parents or the coaches at all. It was about us.
Number 9. Whip It. Following her Oscar-nominated turn in 2007's Juno, Ellen Page was a hot commodity in terms of giving comedies a wryly quirky edge.
I'm sorry that these pageants don't live up to your high moral standards, Wes. But there's some love you can learn from them.
2 years later, we were graced with her performance in Whip It, a coming-of-age film about a teenage misfit who balks at her mother pestering her to be a beauty queen, and does ostensibly the exact opposite, roller derby.
Roller derby?
In addition to Page, the film boasts a magnetic supporting cast that includes Kristen Wiig, Juliette Lewis, Alia Shawkat, Ari Grainer, Marcia Gray Harden, and Drew Barrymore, the latter of whom also made her directorial debut with the project. While Barrymore is yet to follow up the feature, so long as her next is as funny and endearing as this one, we have no qualms.
That's right, you little peanut. I need you to be ruthless. This is a contact sport, Bliss. Eventually I'm going to need you to make contact.
Number 8. Varsity Blues. This isn't going to be our last high school football movie, or even second to last, but Varsity Blues still has plenty to offer. It deals with the emotional turmoil of a team with a tyrannical coach who will do whatever it takes to win, even at the expense of the players' health.
Don't you worry. You're gonna play every minute of that game.
Nurse doesn't think I should play.
This is a heavier watch than most on our list, as it delves into the vulnerable nature of pressured youth and the heedless community that seeks to exploit them. Predictable?
Oh, wait a minute. I thought you only kissed heroes.
Maybe, but it charges into its impactful themes with earnestness and a serious chip on its shoulder, leading to more than one memorable moment.
The day was ours, and no one can ever take it away.
Number 7. The Basketball Diaries. Okay, now this has to be the heaviest sports movie, if not the heaviest teen movie. Based on a memoir of the same name, The Basketball Diaries follows a young Leonardo DiCaprio's Jim Carroll, a talented high school basketball player whose dealings with his delinquent friends leads him to a life of crime and heroin addiction.
Used to be about getting high, and playing basketball, but now it's just about getting high with you.
Needless to say, it's not for the faint of heart, but it does serve as a potent cautionary tale against juvenile self-destruction and wasted potential.
Just look at this!
Alongside a captivating DiCaprio is Mark Wahlberg in one of his earliest roles, with the two exuding the kind of screen presence that would later define their careers.
I can't believe this, bro.
Well, I know. What happened to the pills?
We got kicked out of school, Mickey.
Number 6. Bend It Like Beckham. Another film about a teenager who follows her athletic passions despite disapproving parents, Bend It Like Beckham was the surprise coming-of-age sensation back in 2002.
What family will want a daughter-in-law who can run around kicking football all day but can't make round chapatis?
It follows Jess, a British Indian Sikh who's prohibited from playing football by her traditional family.
That's it. No more football.
Unbeknownst to them, she joins a local women's club anyway, and excels alongside her new friend Jules, played by Keira Knightley. Clever, witty, and charming, the film perhaps most importantly finds a respectful bridge between familial traditions and individuality.
And if I can't tell you what I want now, then I'll never be happy whatever I do.
Writer-director Gurinder Chadha was critically lauded for the project, which would earn a much-deserved Golden Globe nomination for Best Film, Musical, or Comedy. Number 5, Bring It On.
You are cheerleaders. Cheerleaders are dancers who have gone retarded.
First we stuck it, then we whipped it, then we bended it. Now we're gonna bring it on. Sorry, couldn't help ourselves. Anyway, this teen comedy centers on Torrance, the newly appointed captain of a successful cheerleading squad, who learns that all of their routines were plagiarized.
We can't go to regionals with a stolen routine.
Now tasked with tapping into their creativity, the team must carve out a new identity if they're to compete. Starring Kirsten Dunst in a fan-favorite role, Bring It On has all the appropriate levels of spirit to make it an eminently rewatchable cult classic. One whose success was profound enough to spawn an equally enjoyable direct-to-video franchise.
Hey, remember, bring it.
Number 4, Hoosiers.
Jimmy, I want you to meet someone. This is Norman Dale, our new coach.
Hoosiers is essentially the teen sports movie against which all others are checked. Loosely based on a true story, it centers on the small town of Hickory, Indiana, whose 1951 high school basketball season is thrown into upheaval upon the hiring of a strict new coach, played to perfection by Gene Hackman.
What I say when it comes to this basketball team is the law, absolutely and without discussion.
Nowadays, the story is fairly formulaic, chronicling a David versus Goliath showdown that sees the Hickory Huskers make a run at the state championship.
Anybody have anything they want to say?
Yeah. Let's win this and for all the small schools that never had a chance to get here.
However, the end result is so believable and exciting that it makes you realize why the cliches work to begin with, and how big small-town dreams can really be. Number 3, Remember the Titans. It might seem out of character for Disney to produce a racially charged biographical football drama starring Denzel Washington, but that is exactly what happened in 2000 with Remember the Titans.
Your team needs you tonight. You're the colonel. You're going to command your troops tonight. You understand?
Set in 1971, the film follows the factual Herman Boone, who is hired to coach a newly integrated football team in Alexandria, Virginia. Tensions are high, and prejudices must be overcome in order to form a bona fide team and community.
Football is about controlling that anger, harnessing that aggression into a team effort to achieve perfection.
The approach is familiar, but the formula has rarely been put to such good use as it is here. Not once does the film come off as false, and it manages to hit the right emotional beats scene after scene.
You make sure they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
Remember the Titans, as if we could forget. Number 2, The Karate Kid.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
An argument could be made that karate is more of a martial art than a sport per se, but seeing as 1984's The Karate Kid culminates in a competitive tournament, we're giving it the go-ahead for inclusion.
Hey, Mr. Miyagi, look!
You beginner luck.
Its enduring legacy means more likely than not, you're already familiar with the story. But there's something about the interpersonal relationship between bullied teen Daniel LaRusso and his aged karate master Mr. Miyagi that resonates every time we see it.
Hey, pretty good, huh? Look at this, Mr. Miyagi.
Sure, its zero-to-hero arc is predictable, but that doesn't stop the training montages and subsequent fight choreography from being thoroughly compelling. Between this and 1976's Rocky, director John G. Avildsen really put his stamp on the sports genre as a whole. Wow, talk about a varied genre. Before we get to our top pick, let's wax on and off a few honorable mentions. Breaking Away, Oscar-winning feel-good flick.
Come stai?
Love and Basketball. Inspiring story of professional and personal fulfillment.
I'll play you.
What?
One game, one-on-one.
For what?
Your heart.
He Got Game. Strong performances and honest human connection.
Make you feel like a man now? Huh? Maybe you can stop hating me so I can bring your mother back? Maybe we can start being father and son again now, huh? Can we
ain't
do
my
that?
father.
Finding Forrester. Realistic and good cast chemistry.
Yo, you ever seen him?
The window?
Yeah.
Nah. But you see us, man. Come on, man. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all wanna play ball?
Blue Crush. Exciting surfing action. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Friday Night Lights. Based on a true story vis-a-vis a non-fiction book of the same name, Friday Night Lights depicts the football-obsessed milieu known as Odessa, Texas, and the high school varsity team upon which its hopes ride.
I ask you if you think we can get the job done.
Think so?
Well, you're gonna have to do better than I think so. Is that clear?
It's clear.
Starring Billy Bob Thornton and a superb younger cast, the film shines a harsh yet respectful light on the kind of strains and pressures that are placed upon the team.
Come here. What's the problem? Get off your field, Dad. Why can't you hold on to football? It's so goddamn hard about holding on to it. I'm sorry. All you gotta do is hold on to the goddamn football, and you can't do it.
The film is directed by Peter Berg, who would later be known for similarly taut factual dramas. And the same filmmaking prowess is exercised here.
Boys, my heart is full. My heart's full.
While not a commercial sensation, it was critically acclaimed and served as the inspiration for a Friday Night Lights TV show that spanned 5 seasons. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.